I feel like the planet knows the bigger plan, the bigger picture. I think the planet knows what it's going through. Probably like a fair few people, I might sound like crazy right now, but I feel like the planet is definitely conscious. It's like a living organism. When you look at it, it has a heart, the core, and, it has the outer layer. It has, the magnetic fields around it, all the atmospheres it has, and, it's insane how much it protects us from what's outside. That really, like, should shift your mind on what you believe the planet to be, is a living organism. With that being said, I wouldn't say it's sad. I reckon if the planet didn't want us here, it would remove us, And whether like the planet shakes a lot, earthquakes and things like that. That's plates and tectonics and all that sort of stuff. But you never know. I feel like deep down though, if the planet didn't want us here, he'd tell us to fuck off. Volcanoes will go off and it's see you later for everybody here. You had your fun, humans. Bring in the rock, knock them out just like you did the dinosaurs. What's good, everybody? So I say shout out to MONTREALITY for having me here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're too selfish as a species for the world to end for us. We're too selfish. I'm one of the few people that believes in humankind, man. Like, I see a lot of people look at humans and be like, oh, man, fuck, we ain't got it. We're going to kill ourselves. Everyone's suicide. Everyone's sad. Oh, nah, economy. Oh, nah, the agriculture. Oh, nah, the environment. And I'm looking at these things and I'm like, humans are very interesting. Throughout our entire history, we've worked the best when we've had a deadline. But this is going to sound really fucked up. So when we all have homework, right? And we leave it to the last fucking minute to do it. That's just not us doing homework. That's our entire civilization as humans. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason for us to fuck up the planet. I'm just saying that, like, you gotta believe in humans because we are very fucking mad. We are some psychopaths. We can do it. We can do some shit. We're blasting niggas to the moon just, okay, it's there. Should we go? All right. I do believe, the planet isn't gonna die, but a huge portion of it will. And what I mean by that is old ideas, old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things. And I feel I'm an optimist, you know what I mean? I believe we've got it, man. We've got it. I don't think we're going to blow the whole thing up. I don't think we're going to fuck it up. We could have done that, you know what I mean? And we decided not to. Well, keep your hands off the buttons, lads.
You were 12 years old. Like, take me to that place. Like,
12 years old. Shit. All right, so 12 years old. God damn. When I was 12, let's see. Lots of Michael Jackson. Lots of Jim Carrey. Lots of Michael Jackson. I fucking love, I was fascinated by arts and fascinated by entertainers. Fascinated by people who seemed extraordinary, like extra human. Like they didn't seem, like they fit anywhere. When you watch Michael Jackson, I'm gonna fuck wear a glove and the white socks on with the jack-ups and the fucking, I was saying this the other day to my homie. I was like, look, tell a nigga dressed like Michael Jackson, everyone's gonna fucking laugh at him, right? Michael Jackson walks in dressed like Michael Jackson, you're gonna collapse and faint because it's like, holy shit. And it was like, it wasn't what he was wearing or what he was doing per se or anything. He just had like this inept stock quality. He was insane, man. I love Michael Jackson. And I love Jim Carrey too. I've got all these movies, man. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, like, changed my life. That shit right there, man. Alrighty then. It was my shit. Yeah, just watching him, like, again, be something like bigger than himself, like almost like a caricature of his inner self is like what really like inspired me and what I was taking in probably on a subconscious level at 12. Jim Carrey does them faces, I'm laughing so I can't do it. Oh man, that shit was funny, man. And he had all these pets and he used to ring the doorbell. Le who? her. That's the one you're using. That's the one. Really shit I ever wrote. Oh fuck, I got too many bars, man. Is it in your head like it is in mine? All the hurt you shed, it won't save your life. They still want you dead. Better take your time. What you want, you spend to control your life. This is real salvation in the flesh. A. I do not care what they're thinking anyway. Hide your shame, so two-faced with the shit you say. Stay away, everything you do makes me so enraged. Wide awake, I can't fucking sleep or give my mind a break. Fuck, how can I support myself in such a state? Why would I wait and assume this shit? I put my heart and the truth in it. Niggas so bloody they shouldn't miss. All of these scars never shoot my wrist. No face on my coat. Yeah, better go change your tone. What drugs help you cope? They don't need to know. That tune was mad. That tune was a mad one. You know, the song Brain Dead is just about being honest, you know, and not being in a brain dead civilization. We all have the same kind of web, you know, like a collective consciousness. We all have that. That's why it's like, is it in your head like it is in mine? Like all the pain you're like holding on to, you know, it's not gonna save you. Like, you know, like all that pain, like you're discarding and keeping, almost like you're hoarding it, you know. Like a lot of the times we get hurt, and then, you know, as opposed to, you know, acknowledging that and you know, collecting the data from it, being like, okay, cool, blessings, we kind of just like frame it and then just keep it forever. That one time I got my heart broke, yeah, fuck that bitch. Or that one time so and so did this, yeah, fuck that. And it's like forever you're carrying this hurt, and it's like, it's not gonna save you. Alright then, so we'll start at the most important and meaningful tap. Like this tap, like is everything to me, and you know, since I got it, like my life has changed so much. It's this sperm right here. His name's Billy. Yeah, I played tattoo roulette with some of my homies back in Wolverhampton. Shout out to Panther Crew every time, you know what it is. Let's see, I got the Eye of Ra right there. I got Scarlord across the knuckles. You know, this one's pretty important. You turn me into a Pokemon, you know, Scarlord, you know, like a fucking Pokemon with his own name on him, which is tight. I got a wolf here, you know, a wolvo, absolutely born and bred, you know what I mean? And the wolf is such a weird creature to study when you look at it, how it helps like the environment and stuff like that. It's very, very weird. But yeah, wolves are cool. If you look at this amazing panther back here. Had to do it, didn't I? Yeah, there's a panther back there. He crawls up my arm. He looks out for me. He's on my shoulder, you know, panther on the shoulder. And I got a snake on the inside here. You know, snakes are known for being such devious creatures, so it's always good to have one on your side. Always keep a snake around, man. And obviously I got a school here. I let the homie do that actually. He was like, do you want to get a tat? I was just in the shop. So yeah, did that one. I've got Rise here. I haven't shaved very well, so probably can't see it, but it says Rise right there. And I've got 94 here. And I think there's an eagle on this side and a bear on this side. Oh, this other, ooh, I'm gonna have to take a sip for that one. There's a bear on this side and an eagle on this side. I love strong animals, man. At the back of my head, I've got Made in Hell. Because only angels are made in the other place. And I ain't got no fucking wings, so. Okay, most romantic thing I've ever done for Gina. Not pull out. No, I'm joking. Hey, most romantic thing I've done for Gina. I've done many little romantic things for Gina. I'm a soppy guy. Like I like to, every now and again. Like Gina's so great. She understands me. You know what I mean? She understands me. She's like the only person I've been with that I've been able to like let my guard down totally and not feel like it's gonna snake me, you know, like, or not feel like it's gonna hurt me in the long run. I feel like we're on such like a level of understanding. Sometimes we like talk to each other in our heads and shit, you know what I mean? Like there's been times where I've spoke to Gina through my head, and she's like, "Did you say this?" I was like, "I didn't say it out loud, but." You know, and it's like we connected on that level, you know what I mean? And she's just someone that I want to do everything with, you know. Let me think of the most romantic thing I've done. You know, it's every day is romantic. She's not allowed to cook because that's my thing. I cook every day. Yeah. She says, oh, let me cook. I'm like, nah, get out the kitchen, man. And I start kicking off. She's like, calm down. I'm like, obviously, my thing, man. I do the cooking around here, yeah? My kitchen, bang the stove on. She's sous chef, so she'll get the pots and pans out, you know? Sick. I'll take that. Then I chop up the thing, grease the thing, boom, throw it in, and walla bing bong. Yeah. Whoa, I think we wake up after hitting a bong and go, shit, man, that was crazy. That's what happens after you die. You're around your alien homies and you go, I ain't smoking that again. It's called the Scarlord. You experience some shit in this. No, I don't know. Honestly, I think you obviously have another experience. Hopefully one where you remember everything that happened here. I feel like something else happens, and it's a good thing that happens. It's not, I don't think anything bad can happen. I don't think anything that this mind can comprehend will happen on the other side. I think you then enter a new way of understanding, a new way of communicating, a new way of doing everything. So like, you know, the perception of like heaven and hell and stuff like that, throw it all out the window, because that is man's depiction of the afterlife, whereas man is not in the afterlife, so cannot comprehend the afterlife, you know? So, but I don't think it's anything to be afraid of. I don't think it's anything to be stressed about. I think it's something, you know, that should be celebrated. You know what I mean? It's your passing over, you know what I mean? And whatever happens on the other side is gonna be topping it. It's gonna be fucking sick. Yeah, man, like, X was an anomaly, for sure. He's a very bright mind. He was a very like intense person, you know what I mean? But that was good, man. It was like the conversations that I had with him, like, always just like penetrated surface level immediately, you know what I mean? Like, no bullshit, like no chee bang bang. It was just like straight into it. And like the first time we spoke was on FaceTime. He messaged me. Well, no, I had messaged him when he was in prison. Just showing love, because I came across his stuff. I was like, oh shit, because I think I made PTSD, and a few were like, oh, this sounds like X, your X clone, this, that, and that. And I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, DMX, what? You know, so then I looked into it. I was like, oh shit. And back then he was hardcore. He was running riot. You know what I'm saying? He was on it. He was on it. You know what I mean? He was about it. I was like, yeah, he scraps like a British boy. You know what I mean? He throws hands like a British you know what I mean? But no, I messaged him, and, you know, I showed love, you know, and support. And then like when he was out, like he hit me on Instagram and was like, I think he said bands. And yeah, we exchanged numbers. And the first time we spoke for like an hour, around about an hour maybe. You know, it wasn't a surface level conversation. It went deep instantly, you know what I mean? And we exchanged like we exchanged a lot of perspective. We exchanged so much insight, you know, like he was explaining like what he's been through. He was a young, very, very young man as well, you know what I mean? Like, I'm 25, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was huge at the time too, so he'd tell me like, oh, you know, like, your life's gonna change like a lot, and a lot of shit's gonna happen. And I'm like, yeah. I sit back sometimes and I'm thinking, fucking hell, that boy Jar, man, just fucking hell. I'm like, shit. And the thing is, I'm not, like, I wasn't like super, super close to him. Like, a lot of people were, you know what I mean? Like, we spoke like a handful of times, and I went to Miami and I saw him because he lived like down that way in Florida. Went to Florida to see him. And yeah, we hung out twice, I think. But no, he's a smart man. He's crazy. Like, he's obviously inspired a generation. You know what I mean? He's inspired a generation. Gone too soon. You know, you just gotta respect it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't not look at like the sonnet that is X's life. You know what I mean? And just not be like, take something from it or be inspired as a kid or as an older. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's, you know, not every story. Not every story is clean, you know what I mean? All the good stories are extremely explicit, and they tell huge stories and give, you know, infinite lessons. So, long live Ja, obviously. My message to the youth is be smart, don't be sheep, think for yourselves, love yourself, try not to be cool, just be you, learn as much as you can, study, read, find out what you're interested in, what you are interested in, not what is interesting to the girl you like, so you're interested in that. Not what's interesting to your mom and dad, and you want to please them, so you're into that. Or not what's interesting to your circle, so you want to fit in with them because they're cool, and you think that, no. Find yourself, you know, get into what you're into, study and practice what you love, and do it prolifically. And wish the best for yourself, and send love to everybody. The world needs it.
MONTREALITY show.
Drowning in my misery, up to my neck with memories I don't feel like remembering. I feel like I'm not growing at all. Honestly, I kinda miss the neglect, cause nowadays everybody at my head for a check. I got addicted with the feeling of isolation. If I die, spit on my grave in hopes I'm not reincarnated, cause I'm exhausted and lost in the sauce, and I feel like my mind is faded.